I found a disturbing yoga stream. If I stop watching, I can't save her. I found her stream a month ago, tucked between kickboxing classes and home gym meatheads. Her thumbnail was simple, just her face close enough to count her freckles, teeth a little too large, nose slightly crooked. I clicked out of boredom, not curiosity. She called it yoga for one. I laid out a towel on my floor and tried to follow along, but she talked constantly, rambling about peaches and cream, summer fruit, the juice erupting in her mouth, and I realized I'd stopped moving entirely. After my muscles gave out, I checked her subscriber count. It said 1. That was me. I was the only person watching her live. I felt a flood of guilt when I closed the browser, like I was abandoning her in that room. I checked back the next afternoon. She was still live. And the day after that, she never seemed to sleep, never ate on camera, just talked and posed mid-sentence when I logged in as if I'd never left. Her ramblings were freewheeling, almost random. But I found myself yearning to discover more about her. She drew me in like she was grasping at me through the screen, and I marveled at being her silent voyeur. Too soon, she notched up the difficulty. She eased into the splits, toes at perfect right angles. I tried to replicate it, my groin protesting. Each day she pushed a little farther, curving her spine like a graceful arc. At night, I dreamed she was breaking my joints, cracking my limbs into the clean shape she maintained so effortlessly. I woke up sweating, my own body aching from trying to match her geometry. One day she twisted her arms so far behind her that I felt sympathetic pain. She folded herself up, bent legs swooping around her shoulders, toes touching behind her neck. Then she smiled at the camera and said, "You want to see me bend into a pretzel, don't you?" That was the first time she addressed me directly. Not viewers, me. Froze. I hadn't typed anything, hadn't liked or commented, but she knew I was there, and she was asking how far I wanted her to twist. I would forget to eat. I'd wake up on the couch having dozed off, and she'd still be murmuring about pomegranates while her forehead brushed her knees. I was spending 10, 12, 14 hours a day on her stream. She spoke to me frequently now. "I know you've been watching me. I think you like watching me. How far do you want me to twist for you?" Her body shifted into vertices and curves and delicate polygons, and I was getting lost in it. I was working myself into something more pliable, molding myself into her image. Every muscle in my body screamed, but I kept pushing. I was becoming her student, her disciple, her puppet. It was like quicksand. I can't pinpoint the exact moment she went too far. She would lie on her back, lift herself on palms and soles, torso thrusting at the ceiling like something from The Exorcist. Then she'd inch closer, folding backward until she was nearly split in half. And then she would skitter forward, like a crab, until the whites of her eyes flooded the screen. It scared me so much I jumped. And she laughed as if she'd made a joke, as if she enjoyed startling me. She twisted her head around like an owl and brushed it between her thighs, always blinking at the screen, always smiling like we were sharing some inside secret, like I was in on a conspiracy only we knew. She said, "You like this, don't you, Mr. Smith?" Am I your foldable pocket toy? Smith is common. But there was a non-zero chance she'd guessed correctly. That was enough to make me slam my laptop shut, shattering the image of her toothy smile. I tried to resume normal life, scrolling social media, filling out job applications, watching TV, but something tickled at me, a sense of wrongness, like I was forgetting something important. And the guilt came back, stronger than before. I really tried to stay away, but the urge overwhelmed me, so I returned. I told myself it would be quick, just a peek, to make sure she was okay. That's what I told myself. For the first time, she wasn't on screen when I logged in. The yoga mat was there, the coffee table, the magazines, but no woman. The stream was still live. I could see the room breathing, quiet, empty, and then I heard a soft noise from off-screen. A muffled thump, then a scrape like something being dragged. My heart pounded as I stared at that empty mat, waiting for her to walk back into frame, but she didn't. Instead, the noise came closer, and the camera began to shake. I realized then that I wasn't just watching her, I was keeping her there. Every time I tuned in, I validated her existence. Every time I closed the tab, she faded. And now, with me watching again, something was coming through the screen for her. The camera swung violently, and for a split second I saw it. A figure, not her, standing behind a sofa. Then the feed cut to black. But the stream didn't end, it just went dark, and in the darkness I could still hear breathing. I slammed the laptop shut again, but this time I heard her voice, faintly, through the speakers. Even with the lid closed, she whispered, "Don't stop watching. If you stop, I can't keep it away from you. I'm not the one saving her. She's been bending, twisting, distracting it, so it wouldn't find me." Now I sit here every day, watching a black screen, listening to the breathing. I haven't closed the tab in a week, because I know the moment I do, whatever was in that room with her will come looking for its next viewer, and I'm the only one left.